Hey traders, happy Monday and happy October. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. As always, nothing in this presentation shall constitute a recommendation to buy or sell any security. Trading stocks and options involves risk and specific financial issues. Should always be addressed with your financial advisor. Kick off here with the diamonds. The DIA rose 0.88% today, closed near the highs of the day. This is still looking bullish. The SPY, this one came off its highs. At one point, the S&P was as high as 290, almost 293. So you can make an argument say you finished, over a buck plus off those highs, but nonetheless, it's still bullish too. Now, if you go over to the IWM, which is the Russell 2000, just the opposite story, and it finished near its lows, down 1.3%, over $2. Volume picked up. Bearish engulfed the previous couple days. The lows down here at these previous swing areas, which 163.4, and then down here towards 162-ish. Those are the targets. So this is confirming what I said yesterday. We're starting to break some moving averages, and it just, kept going with today's action. The MDY, bearish engulfing as well. We had gapped up with the overall market and then came right back down. I would say the box, right now you're testing the top of the box, but anywhere between here and here is support. It's a pretty big range, but that's the target. Is going to be that 200-day moving average in purple because it also ties in with that low from late June, early July. And then last but not least, the Qs, they finished up a measly 0.20%, again coming off their highs. The pot stocks continue to be in the news. Here's Tilray. According to an article that I read online, they got some approval in Canada for medicinal cannabis, I guess. And we gapped up, put a doji in, but we're still up 14.87%. I had talked about using the 5-day EMA here in blue as a potential trailing stop. The second one I would consider would be the 20-day EMA in red. Well, that would have been stopped out back on the 24th. Nothing's perfect, but when you start getting these massive momentum moves, I think the 5-day can work out well, but the 20-day is like a last resort. The problem with momentum stocks like that, you're up in the 200s and then you're down at 100. That's a pretty big stop loss. But what I would look to do is wait for it to get back above a moving average, which it did on 9/27, which would have been Thursday. It closed at 130, 130. Now we're almost at 165. So if this thing's going to try to run again, something like a 5-day EMA in blue could potentially work. But keep in mind, you could end up with massive capital loss because, it doesn't look like we're moving much. But when you come over here, these moves are astronomical. I would consider this one of those risky stocks, almost like going to Vegas. I would, if it was me, I'd want to be very, very careful in how much capital I'd actually want to play with on this because of the violent moves. And speaking of violent moves, here's Tesla. So it got musked on Friday, M-U-S-K-E-D, musked. Today it got reverse musked and it went up 45, almost 46 bucks. You're back to where the gap down occurred. Apparently, there's a settlement with the SEC. I think it's a $20 million fine. Got to go up the chairman's on the board, but he gets to be CEO, stuff like that. It's like, okay, no harm, no foul. Here we are. We're still range bound, high, low down here. And I would still consider a collar trade or at least a married put situation because who knows what the next shoe could drop here with Tesla. It's just absolutely all over the place. DocuSign lost 7% today. If you remember, I brought this back to you guys a while ago and I said, watch this 51-ish area for support. Support was broken today. Volume picked up. The target's going to be all the way down there. Here's ACAD. This is another one I brought to you guys after the really big move. Let me zoom in a little bit. Really big move here. We got above the 200-day back on 9/25 last week. Now we're just back testing the 200-day and the 5-day. It's totally fine in my book. As long as we stay around that 200-day and then we close higher, that will be a confirmation technically of a resumption of the uptrend. PFG is Principal Financial Group, sort of the same thing, but this time we're hitting the 200-day here, coming down and trying to get back above it. I highlighted this a while ago. If we get back above the 200-day, the target's a gap fill up at 72.50. That's crazy, crazy high. And then here is NVDA, which is NVIDIA. Another big move today, almost 3%, new all-time highs. It pulled back right on target with the seasonality effect, but it looks like this guy is off and running now early. Today's breakout, nice volume again. Sky's the limit because we're in new 52-week high territory. I would consider something for myself, maybe like a 20-day EMA as a trailing stop if I was trading it, which not. But I think a 20-day here could be Nice. So NVIDIA is off and running. That's it, folks. Wish you guys a great rest of the week. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.